Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today is 1 Ounce Wednesday. On 1 Ounce Wednesday, I take a blind sample out of the box in front of me and I pour it in a glass and I swirl it and smell it and taste it, and then I'm going to review and score its ass. If you're ready for this 1 Ounce Wednesday, so am I. I'm going to go ahead and grab a glass. Whew. Grab a whiskey. America. Or some other country.
Find the glass, pour in, and now we're going. Where do I hide this now? Where do I hide it?
I'll hide it behind a candle. There. Now nobody knows. Giving this blind whiskey a swirl in a glass. Some people call this an SJ, a spin job, a swirl job. And by some people, I'm referring to me. Because it's what it is. It's a little bit of a spin J. Color is fairly dark on this blind whiskey. I would say that this is definitely not a Scotch, definitely not an Irish whiskey. I would say this is an American whiskey, probably in new charred oak barrels or maybe even a finished barrel, because the color of this whiskey is like a dark color, for sure. Going in for a nose on this 1 Ounce Wednesday. Finished in a wine, cognac, a wine or a This is a finished bourbon, a finished whiskey for sure. A lot of tar-like notes that would remind me of a cognac or a brandy of some kind. Probably more of a cognac. Lots of dark chocolate and maybe some peanut butter. Like a dark chocolate peanut butter or an almond butter maybe. The nose is very nice. It definitely smells finished. It definitely smells like a bourbon. So I'm going to say maybe a cognac finished bourbon. Wow. Ooh. Ooh. Very nice. It's really sweet. There's like some holiday spice in there. It's sweet with some holiday spice. What does holiday spice mean? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But holiday spice and sweetness, I still think it's finished. I still think this is a finished bourbon. I'm not getting any rye characteristics out of here. Nothing that's like tickling my fancy in any weird ways, in like rye weird ways. But in bourbon, finished bourbon weird ways for sure. 100 to 105 proof maybe? I like the palate much more than the nose. The nose was good, but it was kind of like, The palate is more like, ooh. The palate is more like, ow. The palate is more like, hello, why don't you come inside and we can Netflix and chill, baby? Terrible accent, but you know what I mean. Second sip. Ooh, grapiness. A grape Jolly Rancher, some dripping milk chocolate and grape Jolly Rancher. Man, don't know what this is, but I like it a lot. The more it sits on the palate and just let the finish continue, the more it's like a grape Big League Chew. And I kind of like that. I'm kind of digging the grape Big League Chew a lot. Could I have made it in the big leagues? Probably. Why didn't I? Well, many reasons. But we'll just say that in reality I had to stop playing baseball when I was like 15 years old because my high school didn't have a baseball team. And if it did have a baseball team and I was able to continue playing baseball, how good would I have been? I don't know. Could I have been Matt McGuire? Could I have been Matty Bonds? Or like Matt Riffey Jr.? Matty Sosa? Probably. Mad Maris. Could have been me. I could have been the home run king. Just like Ken Griffey Jr., I was right-handed but batted left-handed. In case you wanted some information that you didn't need to know, that's true. Third sip is a bit bitter, a little bitter, but also good. I'm going to go ahead and give it tonight a blind score of like an 8.2. I think it's a great finished bourbon. It's an 8.2. I have an entire box full of samples in front of me, and I don't even know if this exact sample is in that box, but this reminds me of a 100 proof bourbon finished in some sort of either brandy or cognac cask. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's the new Blood Oath, packed whatever. Today on this 1 ounce Wednesday, we were drinking behind the candle. Found it. We were drinking. Oh shit. Okay. It makes sense. This is a 111 proof 17 year. I already reviewed this on the channel, but I asked Mr. Bill Kavanaugh to send me an additional sample of it just to see if I was crazy or not. This is Rare Hair, the Playboy bottle, 1953. A blind sample of Rare Hair, 1953. I still thought it was a great bourbon. I gave it, what, an 8.2? It's a great bourbon. Blind, I gave it a lesser score than I did the first time, but I still gave it a great score. Is this a $500 whiskey? No, I don't think so. But you do get a membership to the Playboy Bunny Sex Club, I think, if you buy a bottle. I'm not sure if it's a sex club, but I'm just using my imagination, and in my imagination, it's pretty dirty and hot and sweaty. Whew. So maybe it is worth $500. Thank you, Mr. Kavanaugh, for sending me a sample of this, even though I already reviewed it. I just wanted to double check. Although this review was not as grand as my first one, still got a good score. They got a good score. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on other hair. Maybe not rare hair, but more like hair that may not be as rare, but not up here, but maybe down there. And they're making new like hygiene products, because like, you know, people are manscaping or like man shaving or mansplaining their private parts to make them groomed or whatever. But like, there's another option, and I'm not talking about waxing or scissors. I'm talking about a cream for your nether regions. And the heat just turned on. Son of three bitches. I'm in the middle of my outro, furnace. You know what? I'm talking over the furnace. Don't care. There's a cream that goes on your nether regions that is like a hair eliminator. And guess what? Works great. But guess what else? Ouch, rash and burning, and the furnace is continuing to irritate me just like that cream irritated my balls. Why is everything so difficult and rashy and itchy now?